Hi, it's Marc Jocum, Product and Investment Strategist here at Global X ETFs. The current market environment is quite challenging for investors. They face a very challenging backdrop. And the reason for that is because of the cost of living pressures and rising interest rates. So during the pandemic, the market was flooded with liquidity, and that raised a lot of inflationary pressures from excess demand. In order to curb that inflationary pressure, central banks from around the world, including in Australia, have raised interest rates, and that's put a lot more pressure on Australian investors and consumers. In fact, once you account for inflation, real household income is slowing down and going backwards at one of its fastest paces in decades. And that's quite challenging for income investors because whilst they could draw down on a lot of their savings that they had during the pandemic, a lot of them have exhausted it. So it's really important now that investors look for income-producing assets to help fulfill that gap, meet their income needs, and also preserve their purchasing power over time. So it's very important now for investors to maintain their purchasing power and try and increase their income as much as they can to fill in that income gap. And the reason for that is for three main things. The first is for a lot of people who are earning a wage, wages growth hasn't kept up with inflation. So to supplement your job income or your wages, investors can look for income-producing strategies to supplement their wages. The second part of it is around diversification. So whilst you could historically rely on things like property or term deposits, like back in the 1980s when both of these were yielding really high numbers, times have changed. Even though more recently interest rates have risen, property yields and term deposit yields aren't what they used to be, which is why investors need to look at investing in a diversified mix of income-producing assets. The other reason why income investing is important now is because of the concept of total returns. So when you're thinking about the return in your portfolio, you can either get it from price return or income return. But blended together, these form the total component of a return that you can look at to meet your income needs for your portfolio. So Global X was one of the first entrants into the Australian market, and we've since expanded our product suite into not just commodities, but also into our thematic growth, but more importantly, income. And it's these income strategies that are seeing a lot more interest from our clients and our advisors. For example, our US Treasury bond ETFs has seen hundreds of millions of dollars come in 2023, and we expect more to continue in 2024. The other reason why you may consider Global X is because of that diversified product suite that we have. Not only do we have products that cover the Australian market, but also the US market. We also have products that cover different asset classes, like high-yielding shares and bonds as well. Finally, our income suite of products are evidence-based through years of research, and we're making sure that we're bringing out products that can fit into your portfolio that can meet your income objectives. If you're interested in finding out more about our income suite of products, feel free to reach out to your Global X representative.